Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Shermaine, aka Termigan, is coming at y'all with some more Halo. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about kind of an experience that I had, a little bit of a personal thing. It's not nothing like a crisis or some shit that happened in my life. Not at all. I'm gonna be talking about my experience at the X Games that happened this past summer, and kind of wanted to elaborate why I think it's important to spend money on experiences rather than materialistic things. And I know you guys have seen that type of shit on all kinds of pictures on Instagram and fucking Twitter and life tips and all that stuff. But I feel like hearing it from someone that's probably around your age is a little bit more impactful than seeing a picture with a blank background and some fucking words on it. So that's what we're gonna talk about. And also, there will be a Titanfall video coming out. I'm working on it. I know what I want to talk about. We're gonna talk about the community Facebook group that I know I and Lawler were a part of, definitely, because I seen his post on it, and it got shut down. And I know why it got shut down. And it was a big ass debacle, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it, why it no longer exists or is a private/secret group, the dumbass that was leading it. Anyways, so this past summer I had the luxury of going to the X Games. Now I went with my cousin Jamal. It was a two-man deal. We went just us two, and I had to work. I was working the whole time during the summer, so I actually missed a day. I don't remember if he went by himself on that Saturday, but I missed a day, and that sucked. But I had to work, you know what I'm saying? And I don't understand how this motherfucker survived a point blank range shotgun blast, and he still made it. He walked it off like a champ. I was salty as a motherfucker. Anyways, so the first night was actually free to the entire public. You didn't have to have a ticket, but we put our wristbands on anyways. We were walking downtown, and we're seeing all kinds of people walking in the same direction, so we knew, like, oh man, it's finna get live. The event started at 7 o'clock at night, and at that time in Austin, I think it was still daylight savings time, so it's in the process of getting dark, and they have all the lights set up, and man, it was so badass. There were so many fucking people there. We had to wait, it felt like an hour in line just to get in. And it was a free event too, so it was a big ass half pipe, and they were doing skateboarding, and they were doing BMX afterwards. And it was so cool. They had all the lights, they had cameras everywhere, and they had the camera that can just go across and capture all the audience and shit. And we weren't too close to the actual stage, but we were in the middle, so we had a good view. And man, the announcers are loud as fuck, and everyone's just hype. Everyone's going crazy. And once the dude, the skater goes up on the half pipe, everyone's holding their breath. They don't want him to fall, but they'd be kind of cool. But they want to see what kind of trick they pulled out. And oh man, it was so cool. Every time they landed a trick, everyone was like, oh yeah, everyone was cheering. And then I fucking pull a Tom Brady right here, and I'm about to throw a Hail Mary. It's coming up. And anyways, oh man, it was so. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, boom, bitch! Touchdown, Redskins. Anyways, man, it was so cool. It was at night, and there was all kinds of people out there. There was there was hippies. There were normal people, there were college students, there were families with their children. It appealed to everybody, because even if you aren't really interested in all that, it's just kind of cool to watch. I love the X Games. I love watching it, and I always wanted to go to an X Games, and I had such a blast, and it was so cool because it was dark, everyone was going nuts, and then there was students who had projects going on, and there was a guy who came up to me. He was like, hey man, would you mind being in our little commercial thing or whatever? I don't even remember what it was for. That grenade exploded under my balls. And I was like, yeah, sure. He said, okay, all I need you to do is when I give you the cue, just say, welcome to X Games Austin 2014, and then just go nuts. And I was like, oh, okay, that's all I got to say? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you can do whatever you want, but just nothing crazy. So, of course, when he said it, man, I was like, oh, man, I went ape shit. I was screaming as loud as I can. I was turning my hat sideways, and I got lightheaded like a motherfucker after that. But it was so much fun. And that was only day one, yo. That was only day one. That wasn't even the main fucking entree. That was just a little side dish. That was the side of macaroni and cheese. We didn't even get to the steak. And then Saturday is when I had to work. But Sunday, yo, Man, Jamal and I hit that shit up. There was concerts. We got to see Kanye. I don't really care for music too much, especially rap music, but we got to see Kanye put on a show, played a lot of the old songs, which is what I liked. A lot of Kanye West. Mac Miller, we saw him perform as well. Bad Religion was there, and all kinds of bands were there playing. And it was a nice windy day. Yeah, it was a little hot because it was in the summer, but there was always a nice breeze going on. And, you know, there was families everywhere getting funnel cakes and eating ice cream and snow cones. And you got college students roaming about. You got fellow skaters and, you know, bike riders and all that shit. All those kinds of people chilling and having a good time. I swear, I've got killed by grenades like every fucking time in this match. And we saw a bunch of stuff. We saw a bunch of skating events. We saw like the big air where they have that huge fucking like ramp that they go down and then they fly in the air and do like one big ass trick. We saw that. Man, we saw the skate the street skate or whatever they call it, that event where it's mostly like small ledges to grind on and rails and smaller ramps. We saw the BMX. That was my favorite. Like those are so cool. When the first time you see a BMX dude or a motocross, motocross. The first time you see a motocross dude do a backflip, oh my god, everyone went like nuts. Everyone went nuts. And it sucked because the actual event got canceled because of the wind, but they did do a demo where everyone just went and just kind of were like goofing off and just having a good time because they canceled it, which sucked. But still, it was a blast, guys. I cannot recommend going to the X Games any higher. It's definitely an experience you will love, especially if you go with friends or family. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is just spending money on experiences. Like, I know most of us, especially around my age, you know, we got bills to pay. Not saying that I do, because I still live with my parents and stuff. I'm young, you know, I'm really young. But especially people that are young like me that don't have a whole lot of responsibilities, you can get a job and you don't have to worry about paying for a whole lot. Like, that's something that you should definitely invest in. Concerts. Go to concerts. If you're really into music, you really love live music, definitely go to concerts, especially local concerts that cost like, I don't know, like $10. And there's an Austin, oh my god, there's people playing all the fucking time, and most of the time it's free, and you can go find these people and you might fall in love with them, and that's something to look forward to, and, you know, watch them rise as they, you know, gain fame and stuff like that. And that's something that's a luxury here in Austin. There's a lot of musicians, a lot of musicians everywhere. And if you're really into music, it's a great place to be. It's a great place to be because there's a lot of people that share the same dream that you do. And I myself, I've been wanting to go watch a fucking play for the longest time. I would like a good story presented to me that isn't in a video game, a movie, or a book, or a comic, or an anime form. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. No, I love all that stuff. But I like theater. You know, I used to be in theater in middle school. I like that shit. To me, it's really cool. I love being able to be in someone else's skin. To me, that's really cool. But yeah, guys, like I said, that's something that I would definitely recommend to everybody is, you know, buy the shit that you like. You know, we're all gamers. We're going to buy a fuckload of video games. We're going to buy controllers, whatever, you know, stuff for your YouTube setup or anything, streaming. You know, that's something that I'm always going to spend money on. And food. I can never not spend money on food. I've bought so many Little Caesars pretzel crust pizzas in the past, like 2 months, I can't even count. I cannot even count. But I would say do a little research. You know, do a little research in your local town or your city, not your local town, in your city, and find out something that might interest you in the future. And like find out about it, you know, in advance, weeks or months in advance, so you can plan for it. It's kind of like tournaments. When I think about Killer Instinct and stuff, you know, they give you the dates a long time before it actually happens, so you can plan for it. You know, if maybe there's a comedian coming to your town, you're like, oh my god, yes, Gabriel Iglesias is coming, or Kevin Hart, or Chris Rock, or Chris Tucker, or, you know, whatever, or Cedric the Entertainer. Fuck yeah, I want to go to that. George Lopez. Yeah, definitely save up some money to go for it, because especially if you go to something like that, you know, a comedy event, oh my god, you're gonna have a blast, because you're gonna be, you know, pissing on yourself laughing the whole time. So yeah, guys, that's definitely something I wanted to bring you all. My X Games experience was fucking awesome. I wish I could have gone on Saturday, but I had a blast nonetheless. I wouldn't trade it for anything, really. I hope whenever that does come to Austin again that I'll be able to go, and hopefully the wind won't cancel my the event I was most hyped for. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to bring to you guys is my experience at the X Games and a little bit about the importance of spending money on experiences like concerts, like plays, events, and comedy events and stuff like that, and why I would just kind of advise you to do something like that and not spend it on clothes or shoes or something of that nature. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name is Shermaine. Look forward to more videos, more KI videos for sure, more Halo videos for sure, and that fucking Titanfall video if I can get a goddamn match. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, you guys. My name is Shermaine. I'm out. Peace. Have a good day.